What's up, everybody? It's your boy Meme here. I woke up this morning at 6:30 because I totally slept through my 5 o'clock alarm. It's strange because sometimes when I sleep through my alarm, I wake up and I snooze and then I fall asleep. Like I accidentally turn off the alarm instead of snoozing or something. But instead this time I just naturally woke up at 6:30 and my light was on because my light turns on when my alarm goes off, and like it was like, whoa, I don't even remember my alarm going off. So that was a little irritating. I'm now recognizing that I'm gonna have to grab my advent calendar, but I'm not wearing any pants right now, so I'm actually gonna pause my video and then press play once I have my advent calendar. Ta-da! So today is the 19th. So it's gonna be this chocolate. And it's a swirl. Whoops. Nothing else is really going on today. I walked on the treadmill for like 45 minutes. I was planning on taking a shower, but I didn't. And then I actually did some maths today. I was looking into like, I was reading some Less Wrong stuff, and I was like, okay, I really want to, what do they call it? Concepts. I went to their concepts page and I was like, I should really learn Bayes' rule because it's like the first thing on the concepts page, and it's essentially just talking about I think it's called Bayesian probability, and so I looked at the fast intro and I essentially did the first question it asked you to do, and then I just made like a bunch of other questions of similar format, and I did like 8 of them. And I've kind of got the math down. But aside from doing the fast intro stuff, I haven't really read the main page, so I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. Another thing I'm doing tomorrow is I'm going to the Seattle Rationalist Secular Solstice, which is pretty neat. So I'm pretty excited about that. I really don't know what to expect. I'm going there with a friend who also doesn't know what to expect. But yeah, nothing else is really going on. This morning I had some eggs and toast. Not eggs on toast, there was eggs and then separately there was toast. For lunch I had like a cookie, and then for dinner I had meatloaf and potatoes and green beans that were made by my mom, and it was very tasty. Nothing else is really happening today. I returned my Sony WH-1000 XM6 headphones today because they had a pretty significant defect on the left ear where there's like an area covering the hinge, and that totally broke off. And it had broken off like a day after I got it, and I think it was a problem with shipping because it wasn't in, it wasn't, the shipping wasn't very, secure. I opened it up and it was a box and there was some like cardboard, like brown paper in the box, and that was it pretty much. And the headphones themselves were in a plastic bag. So I returned them today. Well, my parents returned them, which is very nice of them. But it just so happened that the USPS like drop-off location was like right near the store they go to. So it was like fine. It wasn't any trouble on their end really. They just had to like have an extra stop. But it was very nice of them nonetheless. So I had gotten the eBay credit back from that. And then I purchased some new headphones, which are the Sony WH-1000 XM6. It was a new listing, but it was like $30 cheaper, which is nice because with the eBay credit, I could spend an extra $30 on the expedited shipping and get them in 3 days, and it was the same price. It was actually $3 more. I had to pay $3 for my PayPal credit card, but $3 for 3-day shipping, that's $1 per day. That's not too bad. But yeah, nothing else is really happening. Frankly, I find expedited shipping to be sort of a fool's errand. Fast shipping never makes sense to me because once you have the object, you completely forget about the shipping time. Like it's something that is completely, it's like when you go on a vacation, and like when you're in the TSA line to get to the vacation, it seems like a really long time because it's really boring, but as soon as the vacation happens, your memories of the TSA line are replaced by the memories of the vacation, right? And so in that same way, I feel like expedited shipping doesn't really make sense because say you wait 2 weeks for something to ship to your door, by the time you get the thing that you're waiting for, you've completely forgotten about the shipping time, So expedited shipping doesn't make sense to me because you're just slowing down the time, you're just speeding up the time you're gonna forget anyway. And you're spending extra money for it. That part in particular never made sense to me. But instead of just leaving like $30, like a random $30 in eBay credits on my account, I was like, okay, I might as well get rid of these eBay credits that I'm gonna forget about. And then I'm just gonna purchase these headphones, which, you know, worked out. However, soon after that, I started doing this Bayes rule stuff, and I needed a piece of paper to write stuff down on, and I was like, oh man, I wish I had a... I wish I could use this with my Obsidian notes. Like, I wish I could, like on my iPad with my Apple Pencil, I wish I could use Obsidian for this. And I theoretically could, but the thing is, the only reason why... So I was using a piece of paper, like I was using this notebook I have in my drawer for like doing this Bayesian probability math, right? Which again is very basic. It's like it's a very sort of fancy name for something, but I really can't stress enough just how basic this math is. But I was doing it to try to get like sort of an intuition for it, like an intuition for the concept. And I was thinking to myself, you know, the thing that takes the longest writing down this math is writing down the questions. Like, I really liked seeing the questions on the screen and then writing down the questions and then doing the math under the questions. So then my answers could be right under the question, you know, and like that formatting is really great. But I was thinking to myself, like, man, it'd be really great if I could type the questions and then under it write down my answers. And that's only possible in the case of having an iPad with a smart folio with the keyboard and mouse. So then I can type it on the keyboard and then use the Apple Pencil to write it. And so I can get something like that on eBay for $100. I think the MSRP for those were like $250, which is crazy for like an iPad case. To be fair, it has like a trackpad and stuff, but still it's bonkers. And, you know, so I could have used the eBay credits on this stupid eBay thing, this stupid smart folio, but, you know, it's fine. Watching these videos, I'm reminded of how much I use words like and you know and like all these filler words, and I think it makes my language, it makes it more difficult for my language to be taken seriously, I feel. So I really gotta cut down on that. But anyway, yeah, that's it. Bye.